Now I'm gonna go through some things in Unity, and I'm also gonna go through the test project or the sample project that you can use. Here we have like the main view of Unity. This is how it looks from the beginning. If you don't change the view of Unity, you can do that if you want to. This is how it looks right out of the box. So we have some different windows here that we're using. So we have up to the left, we have the hierarchy. This is when you have a scene open. When you open a scene, it's shown here. And you can see all the game objects that are in the scene. And what is a scene? Well, a scene is like a stage. It's often like a level of a game, or it's like the start of a game with a menu, because those things look differently. Often you make them into different scenes. And the scenes where the game is like made or shown, the in-game scenes, are often like different levels or different rooms in this case, because this game consists of 3 different rooms. So when you open up a scene right now, there is something called the sample scene that is open, but that's not a scene that we will use because it's just an example scene. Instead, we have different scenes here that are actually full of content from the game. So if we open one of those up, then you can see that in this hierarchy window, you see a lot of things. And the scene is where everything is collected, like all the content of the game. So you have all the game objects. And what is a game object? Well, a game object could be anything that is used in the game. In this game, we have a lot of things that can be like picked up, or you can use your mouse cursor to get more information about a thing in the game, an object. And all of those objects, they are game objects as well, and they are used in the game in different ways. And you can make settings for the game objects as well, and I'm going to show you where you do that. In the middle, we have this window where you can see the game, and right now, when we have opened a scene like this and not running the game, we're just seeing what's in the scene. You can see it's a mess in here because we see every visible game object right now. And on top here you have different tabs that you can choose. And right now the game tab is chosen. That's where the game is shown. So if you click the play button, this tab is where you're gonna see the game played. But I always show my game maximized when I try it, but you can do different settings for this here. So if you take play focused, the game will be played here in this smaller window. And if you take play maximized, the game will be played in a big view. And you will see that later. But you also have this scene tab, and you can go and click that, and it looks sort of the same, but in this tab is where you can actually change things in the scene. To move around in the scene, you can choose this hand to just move it in the window without changing anything. You just move it, then you use that hand. Then if you actually want to move things around in the scene, for example, if you click something and you want to change its position. Now I have clicked this bag note, for example. You can use this tool to move things around. You can like drag them here with this arrow, or you can drag it upwards with this one. You have this rotate tool if you want to rotate things in the scene, and you have some other tools as well. When you have a game object chosen, like this bag I showed you before, you can also use the inspector window to make changes for it. You can change its position for instance, by writing numbers here instead of dragging this one. You can see if you do that, if you drag this bag, you can see how it changes up here, the position. And the inspector window to the right here is very important, because here's where you make the settings for the game objects that are used in the game. And to make the settings, you use different components. And different game objects have different components. So here's where you actually make up a game object. You will assign its its sprites, its position. You will give it different scripts to make things happen in the game. I'm going to go through those a little more further on. So this one has a lot of settings applied already. And then down here to the left you have the project view, and the project folder or view, it's showing what's inside the project folder, and that folder is also on your computer. And now you can see that it's starting to resemble what's in this project folder here. So you see Moxie Jam Story Framework, you see this version number, you see sample project, just like here, because this is the same. But it's best to work with the files here in the project window or Unity if you can, because that's always best. But I wanted to show you this because when you will start like adding your own graphics, maybe your own backgrounds, your own items and objects for the game, this is where you put them. So we have like an audio folder where you can put your audio files. We have a background folder for background files, background images. We have an item folder for the inventory items, an objects folder for all the sprites that are connected to different objects in the game. And a sprite is a 2D image. And there are the scenes folder where all the scenes in the game are stored, and so forth. And you can see here in this folder that there are different kinds of files here. Let's go back to a graphic folder, like this object folder. Here we have a lot of PNG files, because when I made this game, I'm using transparent images, and it's good to use a format called PNG because it's very good for images with transparent backgrounds. But you can also see there are some kind of file here that's called meta, and it's called, like you can see the file names here, babyhat.png.meta. Those are information files for Unity, and they are very important, and they always go together with the real graphic file. Like we have this babyhat.png and we have this babyhat.png.meta. And those meta files, they are created automatically when you add the file to those folders. And if you delete a graphic file from this folder, you need to delete also the meta file. Otherwise, things will break in Unity. But if you want to take a file out of here and delete it, if you do that directly from this project folder instead, so here's the same folder, the objects folder, and you can see it shown here. Here the meta files are not shown. They are hidden. They are still here, but they are not shown. If you delete the baby hat graphic from here, the meta file will also be deleted. So that's why it's a good idea to always do those kinds of things here in Unity instead of directly in that folder that I showed before. But when you add graphics from the beginning, then you need to do it from that folder that was that I showed before. So yeah, here in the middle you will see the files that are inside the folders here in the project view. So here are some backgrounds that are used in the game. Here are the inventory items I will tell you more about later. Here are the scenes, the audio. So that's really everything, every asset that's in the game. And those are the most important things to know about Unity when you start. So here's the game itself and the scenes inside them, the scenes and the game objects inside the scenes. Here's where you show the scene and you can edit the scene, also play the game. And here's where you make settings for game objects using components. Here's the project view, and here's what's inside the project view. So now I'm going to show what it looks like when you play the game in the editor. And playing the game in the editor is when you click this play button. The game will play in the state it is right now. But if there are bugs in the game, you might not be able to play it. So you need to resolve the bugs before the game can be played. Right now, hopefully we don't have any bugs in this game, so we can go ahead and play it now. And I will play through the game. So I clicked the play button, and since I chose to show it maximized, it's shown almost full screen here. So this is the start page of the game. It's just a very simple menu where you can choose to start or quit the game. So first, when you open the game, you just see a start menu with like a title of the game and 2 buttons where you can start and quit the game. So we're going to go ahead and push start. The game starts, and this is the first scene of the game. Here you have many objects in this room. This game is played in first person. It means that you won't see characters in this game because you just explore rooms. So in this room you have a lot of different objects, and when you come in it, you see this text. Lately I've been seeing this room in my dreams. It's just a regular bedroom, but whose is it? And you can go ahead and start exploring the things in the room. So here's a gift bag, a snow globe, a thermos, a box, a calendar, a postcard, a photo, and some kind of picture. And there are some objects that you can click, and there are some that nothing happens when you click them. Yeah, when you click the box it opens actually, and there's something sticking out, so you can pick that up. And it's a pair of knitting needles, it says. So now you got the knitting needles in your inventory. You can also click this calendar, and you can see that as one of the dates in the calendar is marked. And you can also click this photo, and you can see a photo of someone and Jennifer. And when you click this, you will also pick it up to your inventory. So now we will try to start dragging things to other things in the scene to see what we can do. So I'll try to drag this to the box. Nothing happened. Maybe if I drag it to the calendar instead then. Now something happened. Something unlocked. What could it be? Well, it seems like the navigation here got unlocked by me dragging the photo to the calendar. So now we got a new room, and the navigation to the left is closed, but we can go back to the other room if we want to. So here are some other things. Here's a photo, or yeah, an old photo. There are some books. There are some balls of yarn, a snow globe, a drawer, and we can start clicking things to see if something happens. Maybe we should actually drag these knitting needles to this ball of yarn, shouldn't we? Yeah, we got a baby hat. So we pick the baby hat up, and then we open the drawer. Here is a jewelry box with a ring. Picking that up as well. Now we can see if there's something we can drag onto something else to make things happen. Ah, something's sticking out here, maybe a letter, but we can't pick it up. But let's try to drag the baby hat to the picture. Ah, now it's unlocked. So now the next scene is also unlocked, and we go here. Here we have a few things. Snow globe again, a diary, a drawer. Let's click the drawer. There's something in it. A pen. A drawer with a note or a diary page. It says, so many bad things happened tonight. I don't really want to go into it. It's too stupid and I'm drunk. I just wish none of it had ever happened. That I could get her a nice gift and make it all go away. And to think that I got hit, I really hope no one saw it. Wonder what that is about. We're just gonna pick the diary up to our inventory as well. And maybe we need to go back to the other scenes and see if there's something we can do. I think I'm gonna use the pen to see if I can make this note come out. It worked. So now we got a new note. It says, Dear Lisa, you're the only one I can talk to. Please don't tell anyone. But the happiness for my engagement and unborn child has turned into my greatest despair. I've been feeling so tired lately, and finally I visit my doctor and then it's blurred out, so we don't know what happened. It's unfinished. But let's pick this letter up to our inventory. And I remember that the note in the diary said something about a gift. So I'm going to go back here and see if I can drag this diary onto the gift bag. Yeah, it worked. Something sticking up. And it's a new note saying, I'm so sorry for what happened today. I hope you can forgive me and that you feel much better soon. Love you, Jennifer. It's a lot of strange things going on here. But we're picking this note up. So now I'm gonna try to drag those letters onto things. Where to start? I'm suspecting this snow globe has something to do with everything here, so I'm gonna try. It's not that. Yeah, but if I drag the other note onto that one, I got a text from the snow globe, and it says, a blessing and a curse. Playing with Jennifer during the school trip, you tripped and fell, hitting your head. The headache and nausea you've been feeling was due to bleeding inside your head, but I saved you. Now you got the snow globe to your inventory. Let's go and see if we can get something from this other snow globe here. You got a new text. A blessing and a curse. Your doctor told you that the tiredness was due to severe illness, one that many wouldn't survive, especially not while being pregnant. But I saved you. I picked that one up as well. And yeah, they got different symbols on them. Let's go to this room now. This last one has the same symbol as one of those in my inventory, so I'm gonna go and drag this one onto here. It lit up. Now we got the final message. A blessing and a curse. Tonight you got hit by a car on your way home. The alcohol level in your blood made you unaware of how badly injured you became. If you fall asleep, you might never wake again, but I can save you. You can choose to live. You'll pass this globe 30 years on into the future, along with your curse. The one who receives it will be the one facing death instead of you. Will you pass it on? Yes or no? I think I want to live, so I'm gonna pass it on. And this is the ending. So I was given a choice, and I chose to live and pass the curse on into the future. Who will get it? I don't know, but I'm alive. Isn't that all that matters? The end. So that's the example game called Pass It On, and it's made by us for this game jam. So here's the credits page where we just put whoever did something for the game, and here we can restart or quit the game. Quit actually doesn't work here because it only works in the final product when we have built the game, but it will work in the final game. So I'm gonna press this play button to stop it, because when you have when you're playing a game, you also use the play button to stop it.